Good morning, guys. I actually thought I was live about 1 minute ago. Sorry about that. Good morning. Yeah, I thought I was live like a minute ago. I was just saying this company ZONE came up on my news. They're acquiring more Dogecoin. And then I thought to myself, a company deserves to be a zero. Can't even be taken seriously out there buying Dogecoin. My thoughts on CLF. I've been asked this before. I like the way this is starting to establish itself above the 200. You're starting to build higher lows above the 200, but I don't love it just yet. I mean, it's it's fine, but I don't know that it's just ready. When you're in doubt, like whenever you're thinking about a name like CLF, what I suggest is go look through the rest of the names in the group, right? So when you're like looking at CLF, you go and say to yourself like, what does NUE look like? What does STLD look like? This is a pretty big base. What does RS look like? They're just not really going anywhere. And some look fine, some look not so great. Yeah, I think coin is setting up, but it has to get above the 50 simple moving average. Right? It needs to get above $340. If it can do that, then yes. Um US in talks to set up 5 billion fund for minerals deal. Yeah, I like the way Shopify is kind of shaping up. Yeah, not bad. I think the problem a bit of today is I don't want to get too much exposure in front of a market that is going to have some kind of a big news event tomorrow. So, just I'd rather be more on the patient side. I already have plenty of exposure open, so just be a little bit more patient for me. If you don't have exposure open, then I could understand wanting to press the gas pedal, but if the market's going to continue to go higher after Wednesday, which I believe it will, I just don't know how big the shakeout may be. Then you're going to still have opportunity. Excuse me, you're still going to have opportunities to get your money at work. TME, yeah, this one was also on the watch list last night. 2570s, 2580s. I'm hopeful that PDD will finally get rolling here. Yeah, I just bought AOI right in the morning, right on this push. I was really just looking for it to take out 27.70 and then $28. And once it was doing that, I just needed to get long right away. Siga has potential to break out. I don't know if that I've seen this name in a long time. It trades 5 million bucks a day, dude. I mean, yeah, it could. It could break out, but like why would you be trading something that one person can just come in and crush? The real big positive here is that it had a nice move after earnings, so that's good. That's the positive. Lens very sloppy. Looks okay, but I don't see anything. I don't see this as some super special stock. Kind of thin. 18 million bucks a day. It's very thin. Um, Carvana's fine. It needs to get going over 380, but it looks good. AVAV. The nice part about AVAV is it's in a group that's still acting well, whether it be Rocket Lab, KTOS, HWM, MRCY. No, I cut ETHU yesterday. I'm not sitting around in stocks that are breaking prior day lows. So I felt great, had a really nice cushion here, and then you got the gap down, you broke prior day low. I'm not sitting around in that. So the best horses don't return to the starting gate. Yeah, SYM doesn't look too bad. Not bad. Yeah, ARM needs a few more days, it looks like. I mean, I'm sure it could just go if it wanted to. Big base. Thoughts on Seco? Um, I don't know. I don't necessarily love these rising wedges. I would need price to tighten up just a little bit more. I don't know. I don't really see the cleanest of setups. It looks like it wants to go higher, but what I won't do is I just won't take a bunch of new exposure, but all my positions are working well. So, maybe with the exception of MP, but after this news, maybe this thing wants to stick. And all my positions, maybe outside of Palantir, because I recently bought this thing. It's not doing the most, but outside of that, I own this thing from a whole lot lower. CCL, PDD. I mean, everything's fine for the most part. Yeah, GEV is interesting. The one thing I'll say about GEV was I'm surprised that it didn't get a lift off of like Oklo and CCJ yesterday. Like my CCJ was awesome yesterday, and Oklo was awesome for me yesterday too. But surprisingly, no real lift for GEV. But I did go ahead and peel some off into the strength, and CCJ, I just kept the whole thing. MP, U.S. is in talks to set up a $5 billion fund for rare earth minerals or for minerals deal. What about the horses that do return to the starting gate? What happens to them? They don't win the race. Or they're not the fastest runners. I trimmed some off into Oklo already, so I'm kind of done with the trade. Right now, I can just let it work. Flex is a nice one. Thought Flex was better here, but here's fine too, I guess. It's working. And you got into SE on the 4th of September. I just don't. I've been trying to get positioned in this damn thing, but nothing. You know, they're just kind of choppy. I do like Nvidia here, but I won't buy it today. CRISPR, this is a Kathy stock. Yeah, it's fine. I still don't see a spot to buy it, but is there a video where you explain your strategy? I would suggest watching all the interviews that I've done. I've gone over it countless times. Something else you can do is go watch, the video on Chart Fanatics that I did on YouTube. Chart Fanatics. ASML. But if you want me to explain my strategy, I try to buy stocks that are coming out of a tight area that will have momentum so I can trim into and then trail the rest. And I do that by looking at stocks in leading groups majority of the time. Yeah, this ASML has been kind of a pain in my butt to get situated in. I tried buying this one, I don't remember when, but I ended up getting shaken out of it. Really nice move yesterday. And a gap up overnight, too. Fantastic. You got in Unity. I was just looking at this one yesterday. Such a nice move. Oh, God, you bought this thing yesterday? Not bad, but a little extended. It's not bad. It's not bad. Do I like CoreWeave? I liked it a few days ago. This pullback against the 5-day. It was like right in here. When my swings turn into position trades, how much more am I holding to let it ride if close below the 50? Sometimes just half the position. Sometimes a little bit less. Sometimes half. Like ARC, for instance, has basically become a position trade, but then I added to it again. Right? Because it's been working so well. And then it rebased and created a whole new setup. My thoughts on TTMI probably still looks a lot like CLS. Looks good. It's got to get going here soon. Yeah, these things are still moving together. My thoughts on ZEP, there's no setup there. The arrows on my charts are just MACD histograms. So instead of having like another little window down here. GEV looks fine. I kind of expected it to move yesterday. Arista, ANET did a really nice job bouncing off this high volume close. So this earnings gap up close, it bounced off of it perfectly. Did I sell Tesla? Why would I do that? This thing just broke out. If anything, I could have trimmed Tesla, but I didn't even do that. Right? I don't want to micromanage my position. I just want to let it work. Right? I've got other stocks to focus getting my money into. Like if I had, here's the thing with Tesla. Like if I had no more money and I was on margin, then maybe I would lighten the load on Tesla just a little bit. Like, let's say it was like a 30-40% position because I wanted a big position there, or you had a big position. Then, of course, I'd lighten the load because you're oversized in one name. Or if you had a bunch of exposure open and you needed some cash to potentially take a future position, then I would lighten up. But I still have cash in my portfolio. My job isn't to micromanage what I own. My job is to find where else I'm going to get my money to work. Like, the trade in Tesla is done, right? I don't have to think about it anymore. Typically a third to a half. Like Oklo yesterday, I trimmed a third. Right. And I was thinking if we got a bigger push today, I would get myself down to a half position. Yeah, I like buying after gap ups. That's like some of my favorite times to buy, but it depends the gap up. Is it an earnings gap up? Then that's a little bit different. Do I like BN? I haven't even really looked at this name because it just moves too slow. No. Okay, we should rephrase that. Do I ever take a position in anticipation of earnings? Also known as, do you gamble before earnings? No, I don't gamble before earnings. You or I have no idea what the reaction to earnings is going to be. So no, I don't gamble my money on earnings. Yeah, I looked at Solars today. FSLR is the only one that's, slightly appealing, but nah. I'll be patient. Oast is starting to look good. It's done a really nice job going up and then not giving gains back. Unlike this TSSI, for instance, where it went up and then it just completely gave it all back. Yeah, Oast looks pretty good. Yeah, NBIS is actually looking pretty dang good. A touch extended from the 50. I'm not sure if they're running an offering. I think they are. So until that offering closes, then we'll see. Tony, AOI, I think looks pretty good. Nothing wrong with that name. I know you're just sending a question mark. I don't really know if you just want my commentary on it, but I think it looks fine. NVO, I'm pretty sure this thing's below the 200 simple moving average. There's really no more commentary to share. What else do you want to know about a stock that's in a downtrend? It's in a downtrend. I don't trade stocks in downtrends. RSI, the problem here is it's just really going nowhere. I thought this had a nice setup after earnings, and then all of a sudden you get the earnings date on 7/31 and we're up less than 5%. I mean, I don't know. How do I manage AOI? Well, for now, I'm just kind of watching that 27.5 area as long as we can hold there. I do, yeah. Sometimes I'll go on the IU pre-morning broadcast. It's been a few weeks since I've done so, but just because I'm doing these. Do I use day trading skills for optimal entry? Yeah, it can be helpful, but it's not like it. Look, I think optimal entry is you have a full day window to get yourself a position. Like, there are times when you can buy first thing in the morning, or you can see that it's breaking out and then you buy the close and then your stop is low of day. So all of it matters is based on your position size. Like, the only thing that matters, right? Like, for instance, the recent big breakout in Tesla. It doesn't matter if you bought it, right against the 10-day. or if you bought it at the close. It made no difference. The idea was, is this trying to break out? Is the market acting well? That's more important. So there is no, like, there are better entries, sure, because you won't be looking at big red or at any point, but really it makes no difference. Yeah, I think home builders still look fine. Right? These things just continue to pull back against their ascending 20. Like, look at how many times this thing comes back down to its ascending 20 and finds support. So I think they're fine. Yeah, their last 3 months is about my favorite way to look at the group strength. Last 3 months. Rocket Lab was fine, but they also just did a big offering yesterday. So we'll kind of see how the market handles that. NXT. Choppy as all hell, but yeah, it's looking better. And it's gotta get going here pretty soon. How do I manage my current positions? I just let them trade, right? As long as they're above their ascending moving averages, I don't care. Shop Uber. Yeah, I liked Uber yesterday. I didn't buy it. Shopify's another one that looks pretty decent. The MBIS offering closed yesterday. Thanks for the heads up. Appreciate that. Rocket Lab just did an offering too. Macy's. Yeah, this is flagging up very nicely here. I don't see anything totally wrong with this name. I would just, if this Macy's is going to go and trend for a whole lot longer, you could still buy it higher, right? You don't have to buy it right now. Thoughts on Snow and Futu? Snow's not really doing anything after earnings. For me, it's got to take out 241. Futu, I don't know that I like it just here, right? If we got down to the 50-day, I would be a little bit more interested in it. AMD's a little sloppy still. I was looking at this one yesterday, like if we could take out that 164.5, but it's just a little bit sloppy still. Did I talk about MP? I mean, I own it. And as long as it's going to hold the 50-day, I'll be in it. But they just had some, there wasn't news for them in particular, but there was news for the theme. Which time frame do you use to add up Tesla? I'm confused. I just use the daily and then a 5-minute time frame to add to my position. Comping base, but I just don't like it here just yet. Could be a cup and handle, but if the 50 can just tighten up and squeeze underneath price, that would look even better. Is Amazon a good setup similar to Tesla? I don't think that Amazon will move like Tesla. And also this would, be breaking kind of a new all-time high. So I think this is a different setup. And Tesla's sideways was even longer than this. I mean, this is just like 5 weeks. Tesla was like 3.5 months, 3 months. Yeah, I saw Pony yesterday. A few of the guys were mentioning it in the room. Yeah, not bad. What do I think of Spotify? It'll move with Netflix. I'm going to kind of leave Spotify alone. It's been pretty choppy for me. Right? I haven't had a ton of success trading this name. Coin looks like it wants to come back down. I mean, it's literally just been going sideways for 6 weeks. Yeah, I was looking at also CVX yesterday. Oil and gas is starting to, shape up. We'll see what the hell happens here pretty soon. XOM, CVX, Dino. There's a couple of these smaller ones, but yeah, like this thing got above its 200, made a move up, went sideways, kept going, went sideways, kept going, went sideways, kept going. That's exactly bullish price action, right? Where it just digests briefly and then they just keep going. It's doing that again. Does it keep going? I mean, obviously, I'm not entirely sure, but if crude oil will keep going, then so will some of these oil and gas stocks. ASML flying vertical. I don't know that I would consider ASML vertical just yet, right? I think if you want to see vertical, I would suggest looking at SNDK or WDC, right? This is vertical, my friend, right? STX, that's vertical, right? ASML is not vertical. Low of day or prior low of day. Yeah, I don't worry about having to take a setup again. You're focusing on learning 3 to 5 high type flags. I don't understand. There's only one high type flag. D-man, I'll have to go back and look, brother. I have no idea. How do you define high volume? Well, let me show you. You see what happens when the stock is trading here and it's just like, okay, the volume's whatever, it's just pretty typical. And then all of a sudden you get this earnings gap up. Do you see how this volume here just dwarfs everything else? That's how you define high volume, when it just dwarfs everything else in sight, basically, for the last, I don't know, multiple quarters. Thoughts on RCL? I own CCL, so I hope it keeps going. Yeah, it's starting to lose the 50, which is not something I love. Ah, I don't see why. It depends where you own it from. If you own it lower, then you just continue to hold it. It doesn't look like it's got, ton of juice, but LMND, I mean, it's not bad. Don't know that I love it. Really, the Discord channel is, how to explain it? Like I'm live streamed during the trading day, and then in the afternoons, like I'll share my watch list video, my market commentary in real time. Right, I'll share my trades that I'm taking. Just do my best to be transparent for students that are trying to learn. Right, like if you're already really talented, then you're just surrounding yourself around some other talented traders. If you're a new trader, you're surrounding yourself with there's a lot of people there, man. So it's can be a place for everybody, but not everybody, wants to be in like some kind of a trading room. So, no, I don't think MP. Oh, I thought you meant MPWR. Too much overhead. No, not really. I mean, MPWR is like less than 15% from all-time highs. That's not bad. And if semis want to keep going, MPWR doesn't look bad at all. ANET looks fine. Carvana looks fine. XPEV's in a big base. Yeah. I mean, also, I don't love how choppy this thing is. I tried buying this thing going right through here. Back here, I thought this thing looked pretty dang good. I was like, oh, you know what? That looks pretty damn good. Higher lows, nice flat top. And then I bought it, and then the very next day stopped out. It's just choppy, man. I also tried this thing down here. I like this little gap up because I thought this was getting nice and tight right through here. And then I got stopped out. So yeah, it hasn't been one that I've been trading well. So yeah, LEU CCJ, my CCJ had a huge day yesterday. Speaking of, coin just had a little pop there. Not sure what that was. Oxy, it's a little sloppy, but Warren Buffett's got your back. No setup here. No setup. It's like 6 times its average true range from the 50. It's no setup. Palantir ready or too much overhead? The stock's down like 10% from all-time highs. That's not too much overhead. You want to see too much overhead? Lululemon. There you go. This is what it looks like for a stock to have too much overhead. The arrows on my chart, I explained them already. They are a histogram for MACD. I did. I trimmed a third of my position into Oklo. So I trimmed a third of my position of it into that strength, and then now I can just let it work. I don't know that Trump could change that. I don't think that he can, nor do I think he will. You don't always need massive volume. I like to see a higher run rate, but I don't always need like some massive volume to take a trade, right? Yes, it's like it's better when there is good volume, but as long as the stock is in a good group, the market's acting well, and price is going through my pivot, then I can just buy it. Do I like UMAC? It's all right. It's all right. PDYN. It's a drone name, right? If I like drone names, KTOS is probably the one for me. Yeah, I don't like Lemonade as an actual company. Chart, maybe a little bit different. The Discord is great. Appreciate you being there, brother. VSAT. Yeah, I just don't see a clean setup on this thing. It's far too extended. Like this thing is up 40% from the 50-day. I just can't buy that. Yeah, AMD looks ready. Just the daily's a little sloppy. Roblox. Tried to shake everybody out yesterday, huh? Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I mean, if you bought Roblox yesterday, fine. I'd like to see it maybe build another higher low. I'm personally going to leave it alone. WBTN, wasn't this the one that gapped up yesterday, big time in after hours? Yeah. I don't see a setup here. Yeah, I know Oklo has no revenue, but what does Oklo have? They've got a theme. And I don't plan on staying married to the name. I've already paid myself. So no matter what happens to Oklo, I will make money no matter what. Right? So I don't, the market doesn't, like, here's the thing, Scott. You're not telling me something that the whole trading world doesn't know. Yet price still keeps going up. So when I hear people say like, "Oh my God, Tesla, they're selling less cars than last quarter. Oh man, Oklo, they've got no revenues and they won't have any for 3 years." You're not telling anybody anything that they don't know. That information is public, right? Everybody knows that information that you just said. So remember that the stock market is forward looking, and they are thinking about who's going to power data centers. Okay, Oklo might never power a data center, but the market doesn't seem to give a shit. What's important is there is a theme behind it. And Oklo is much stronger than SMR, the company who does have a small modular reactor. So imagine that. Oklo's your leader, the company with no revenues. And CCJ is another leader, and LEU is another one. So, yes, you can trust the charts if they're going up, right? That's all that matters. Like, just because a company doesn't have revenue doesn't mean it can't go up, so long as it's in the right theme, right? I mean, you over here think IONQ makes a buttload of money? You really, really think Rigetti makes a shitload of money? Strippers make more money than Rigetti and IONQ. Yet they're still going up because they have a theme. I just don't see a setup to buy this, but I don't see why this thing it depends where you own it, right? I mean, if you told me you bought this thing on like 812, I would just say trail it. Okay, got it. Google has launched an AI payment protocol that supports stablecoins collaborating with Coin and Salesforce. Cool. Yeah, I think Coin will look interesting when it can reclaim the 50-day. Very nice. Circle looks good. I mean, after this news, I'm sure it's getting a pop too. Yeah, not bad. Arcat's also good with drones. Yeah, God. It's a sloppy chart, man. Like, I look at this and I say to myself, I would quit trading if I had to own charts like this. RR, I wouldn't be buying this today. Where's the setup? Like, there was a spot to have bought this thing down here, or even down here against the 20-day, if you were paying attention to it down here. But like, you want me to show up and buy this thing when it just went up 70% in 7 trading days? No. Pony better. Crowd back over the 50-day, but it's so sloppy. Yeah, I would have made so much more money had I started as a swing trader versus a day trader. In a hot market, swing traders make way more. I mean, way more. Imagine having to come up with a bright idea every day of your life just to make money. Silliness. I look at dollar volume only. I don't care about the I want to see sometimes a pickup in volume, but that also means that dollar volume's going up. But yeah, I don't really care about actual volume because it's irrelevant, right? If you're looking at a 50-cent stock or a $50 name, then dollar volume is the only thing that matters. I've been asked to do this already by an investment bank, and the answer is no. So I don't want to manage other people's money. So The answer is no. It just doesn't pay well enough, right? I'd rather not have a boss, just hang out on my own, not have any expectation for performance, and just get to live my own life. Yeah. Well, it's not even some of the best worry. It's just that people will short that. Oh, Tesla's not selling enough cars. Let me short it. Oh, Oklo's got no revenues. I'm going to short it. It's up too much. And then it just keeps squeezing higher. Always focus on stocks and leading groups. Always focus on stocks and leading groups. So long as the group is really strong, like a really strong leading group, like semiconductors, can have more than three stocks acting well, right? Like a CRDO, ALAB, NVIDIA, those are all semiconductors. But then you also have AVGO, LRCX, KLAC, recently MPWR, AMSC. I mean, there's just a ton, right? I mean, there's a ton. MU, there's a bunch. Normally I trim into a 3 to 5 day push, but when one of my positions like Oklo is up 14% on the day, I want to make sure that I'm getting rewarded into that, right? Got to take some off into that, right? 3 day move, I'm up 20 something percent, and on the day I'm up 14%, right? I got to make sure I get paid, right? If it didn't make this big move yesterday, and maybe it pulled back a little and then closed at 88, I wouldn't have done anything with it. But once we started to get to 93, 94, I was like, all right, this is getting a little crazy. Let me take some off. Right? My plan wasn't to hold Oklo like it is to hold Tesla. They're different trades. If you play Robin for Hood, how would your sell rules adjust? They wouldn't. I would just keep my eyes on Hood, even though I own Robin, because they move together. Heck of a move for Coinbase. Yeah. Do I still sit and learn from other traders? Yes, of course. I learn from guys like Roy Maddox, who've got 20 plus years of experience. I learned from guys like Mark Webster. I learned from guys like, Pat Walker. I'll learn from guys like, Pradeep. If he posts more content, I'll shut up and read all of Christian's posts whenever he makes them. I'm learning from guys like the Short Bear. I'll learn from guys like Lance. They might have different time frames, but I still respect their perspectives enough to read through what they say. So yeah, I'm never done learning. If guys have 15, 20 years of experience, even sometimes less, I'll try to learn from really everybody. And even guys who struggle, like as long as they're transparent about it, I try to learn from those guys too, because then maybe those are mistakes that I don't have to make. Right? Like you think you only have to learn from people who are better than you. That's not true at all. So long as people are being open and honest about, their struggles, you can read that and be like, oh man, I've been in that situation, or I've done that thing before. And then you learn from it. This is a person by person basis, CJ. You need to find dollar volume that works for you and your portfolio. Like I personally don't like trading anything with, less than $50 million. And usually I'd want more, right? 100 million is better probably. Otherwise you just end up moving the stock too much, right? Like, but if you're trading with like a 10K account, then you could trade names that got, $10 million in volume. No, relative volume is good. Like I want to see a pickup in volume run rate. And oftentimes like stocks don't even really make my watch list unless they're, and I don't like to talk about stocks that are super thin. And part of the reason is it only takes one guy to come in and crush your stock. Um, Something's up with the problem with DraftKings, and I still don't hate them per se. One, you're below the 50-day, and two, the market's over here upticking, and this thing's going down. So relative weakness is very apparent here over the last week, right? Market's just been going up every day. This thing's been going down every day. What do you think happens to DraftKings if the market begins to go down? No good. PL, yeah, not bad. Setup, maybe was here. I don't see a spot for it just yet. No, I don't think WBTN looks too great, but all right, guys, I got to get rolling. Very fast day today. I appreciate you guys as always. I will see you guys all bright and early. Be careful out there tomorrow. We get the rate cut decision, so you don't need to plow into anything super fast. I talked about snow. I believe the level is 241, the high volume close of the earnings gap up. So that it needs to break out of trades. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. You guys trade them well today. And yeah, be careful tomorrow. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, yes, I also like to short too, brother. We'll talk to you guys soon. Later.